Maths is everywhere.
In our schools, in our cars, in the workplace, and in our homes.
Maths is an essential part of our daily lives, and without it, simple day-to-day things wouldn't be possible.
Let's jump into the life of Sally and her child Sandra.
Sally starts her day by being woken up by her alarm. It's currently 10 minutes past 6 in the morning. Sally is woken up 10 minutes later than she planned to. In 50 minutes, Sally will be leaving home to drop her child at school. Sally calculates that she will need to cut 10 minutes out of her daily morning routine, as it regularly takes an hour.
Normally, Sally would dedicate 10 minutes to breakfast, 5 for brushing her teeth and flossing, 15 minutes to clothe herself, and 20 minutes to apply her makeup. Today, Sally deduces that she is able to cut down on her time by taking only 10 minutes to apply her makeup.
Sally's daughter's school is 15 kilometres away from their house. The speed limit from their house to Sally's daughter's school is 60 kilometres an hour. They also have to cross 2 traffic lights, which go for 2 minutes long each. Sally figures that the trip will take her 19 minutes.
Once at school, Sally's daughter Sandra spends part of her day learning math, using her MacBook and book, specifically how to solve simple and more complicated equations. This takes place just before she goes off to buy lunch from her school canteen. Sandra bought $8 to school on this day in the hopes of buying the special at the canteen, as well as a packet of chips and some juice. The special costs $3.50, chip packets cost $2, and juice costs $1.50. Altogether, these items cost $7, which means that Sandra is left with $1.
Just yesterday, Sally filled up her car with 50 litres of fuel on top of the 5 litres she already had, and has used 8%, which means that Sally has to figure out how many litres she has left, and after some simple thinking, she is able to discover that she has 50.6 litres left. That's plenty for her to be able to get to work.
Soon after, Sally arrives at work and is greeted by many friendly people, including the builders and technicians fixing some of the lights as well as the lift. In fact, light even has math behind it to make it function and give off a glow. This is through the travelling speed of light of 299,792,458 metres per second, also known as 3 times 10 to the power of 8 metres per second, or 300,000 kilometres per second. Depending on the colour of the light, the wavelength range in nanometers can be different. Nanometers are a billionth of a metre.
Sally passes these workers and goes on to see her team for the first meeting of her 8-hour-long day. Sally figures that her first meeting will take 3 hours, her second meeting will take an hour and a half, and her third meeting will take 2 more hours. She also realizes that each meeting has a half-an-hour break between them, which means she may be able to leave 30 minutes earlier than usual and just work from home.
Outside of Sally's home, builders are working on a new extension. They use the maths of measuring length to work out how many planks of wood are needed to frame one part of her new A-frame roof. Their calculations show that they will need 3.5 lengths of wood for the top 2 edges of the roof. All they need to do now is work out how long the bottom length of wood will be using the Pythagorean theorem.
This is written as a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the known lengths. This can be interpreted as 3.5 squared plus 3.5 squared equals c squared, which can then be simplified to 24.5 equals c squared. This leads the workers to figure that the unknown side is equal to the square root of 24.5, which is 4.95 lengths of wood.
After staring at the workers for quite some time, Sally decides to go inside and get some rest. As it is currently 10 p.m. and Sally needs around 8 hours of sleep for her body to rest properly, she decides that she needs to fall asleep right now to achieve her required rest and wake up at 6 a.m. for work tomorrow.
Good night, and remember, maths is everywhere.